Hey guys, how you doing? So I had a few more questions and comments that I wanted to answer or comment back on. Someone mentioned when I made that video about the smoothie, how I just was going to squish up my fruit and stuff, someone mentioned that, they have 12-volt blenders. And the reason that wouldn't work for me is, well, number one, you got to store it. And I don't think they're that powerful. And I also wouldn't have a way to keep frozen fruit in my refrigerator. Mine's either a refrigerator or a freezer, can't be both. So you would just have soft fruit anyway, so you might as well just squish it up. It's just easier. Somebody asked, when are you going to hit the road and where are you going? I don't know when I'm going to hit the road, when I'm done with my dad, or somebody comes and gives me a break, whether it be for a couple weeks or a month at a time or 2 months at a time, and something like that might happen. But I imagine after a year and a half, I would be ready to just hit the road and have to figure out somebody else to come in and take care of my dad. And where am I going? It's my dad. Definitely west. I want to get off the East Coast. I've driven up and down the East Coast a little bit. I didn't really stop and explore, but, I want something different. I want wide open country. I want the desert. So I'm definitely going to go west, and Arizona's like the number one place I want to head towards. And, all the places along the way, but definitely Arizona. That seems really beautiful. And if it happens to be at the time when there's the RTR in Arizona, I definitely would like to go to that. A lot of people ask me how my dad is doing. Thank you all for your concern. He's doing great. I mean, he's medically pretty good for someone who's 90 years old. He gets around with a walker pretty good. It's just the confusion and the short-term memory loss that's his biggest issue. But he seems to be adjusting well to having me here, even though we've had some major fights. He seems to be, I think I've kind of broken him a little bit. Broken him in, I should say. I showed you in one of my videos how that cable came out of the inverter. And I was just going to tape it, and everyone was like, God, no, don't do that. So I am going to have the guy who did the install, I'm going to call him and just have him fix it the right way. I don't want to deal with it. People try to explain to me how to do things. People that know how to do things always think it's so easy to do those things, but it's not to the people who don't know how to do those things and don't even know what those tools are that you're talking about and don't have all those tools, and I don't want all those tools. It's just not something I'm interested in doing. I know enough about it to know what I want, what I wanted to put in there, but that's it. Somebody asked me who did the solar setup, the installation, and I did do a video on all the breakdown. You can see that, but there's a place called Audio Max. It's right in Walpole. It's right across the street from my house, so you get to see where I used to live if you go there. So it's right basically Main Street in Walpole. Email me if you want to know the exact address. The guy's name is Mike. He did a great job. He was really a nice guy. So I definitely recommend them. They charge about $80 an hour, though. But it only really took him 3 or 4 hours of labor. The rest was parts. And he preferred that I brought my own parts. So most of the stuff, the solar panel, the battery, all that stuff I already had. And some of the cables. So some of the stuff I didn't know what to get, he took care of that. I had somebody ask me what I did or do for work. I'm not a nurse. I'm a nurse's aide. It's called a CNA, a Certified Nursing Assistant. Also, they call them home health aides. CNAs are home health aides, but not all home health aides are CNAs. If you work in a hospital, you have to be a CNA. You have to get certified. It's a very simple thing. You can do it through Red Cross, or I did it through a nursing home that I worked at. So that's what I did. I worked for Partners for 11 years, and then I got a job at Norwood Hospital. Wasn't crazy about it. It's a good place to work. You know, they were nice people and everything and paid good. But I also got some private clients, and that was much easier, better money to just do it privately if you can get it. I used Care.com. One client I had already known previously, but one client I got through Care.com. If you use Care.com, be very careful. There's scams. If they try to email you or text you, then don't even answer them. Only answer people that message you through the actual app or website. Especially if they say stuff like, oh yeah, we're going to be moving here. I want to send you a check to you buy some supplies. And then it's just a way of them getting money from you. So it's a scam. Don't even acknowledge them. And a couple people, when I did the video about buying, shopping for a car and wanting to make sure I get out of debt first, just to make it clear, I did not plan on going into debt to buy a car. I'm just going to save up and buy it cash. I'm going to go something, if I do, it's going to be about $13,000 or something around there. But that's on the back burner for now. Right now I'm just focusing on getting out of debt and getting some things that I need. Setting myself up for the future. But anything I purchase from here on out is not with debt. It's, cash. You got to spend money on yourself. You got to have some fun with your money too. All right. Well, that's all the questions I have. If anybody wants me to answer any other questions, just leave them in the comments or send me an email, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks. Take care.